It's 6:30. I'm so happy. It's a habit now. I'm waking up on time. I'm waking up on time. I'm waking up on time. Hey, I'm Vivian, and I'm going to be adding 3 new habits to my daily routine for the next 2 weeks.
I'm somebody who gets really into self-development, and I've definitely tried multiple times in the past to add new habits into my routine, and I always just start off really strong and then just kind of peter out.
What I'm really pumped about is that we're going to have an expert actually help us make these goals attainable and sustainable.
So I'm feeling good and motivated, and I'm ready to go talk to the expert and start this challenge.
A lot of habit creation happens unconsciously. So in order to work with the science of habits, you have to kind of stop that unconscious behavior. First, decide consciously how you're going to set this all up so that all that brain power that's going on unconsciously can work for me instead of against me.
It sounds like we're supposed to put ourselves on autopilot, but like set up all the settings first.
That is such a great analogy.
My first habit that I want to work on is writing in a gratitude journal.
You could be more specific. Does write in a gratitude journal mean you have to write like 5 pages? Make the action very easy to happen, right? That you have that automatic trigger. So it can really help to set up a new habit if you have a particular place where you do this. As you sit in the chair, your whole body and mind is unconsciously saying, oh, this must be journal time.
That was so helpful. I'm going to make it a gratitude bullet journal and try to do half a page of bullets. My second one is to wake up at 6 a.m. every day, no matter what.
At some point, you can try the other side of it, right? Which is the habit to go to bed early. But you now need a new habit that you do right away. For instance, you may need to get up, hear the alarm, and go get that coffee or tea. If you have a habit in which you go back to sleep, you need to have a new habit to replace that one.
For my last one, sometimes I won't put anything out unless I feel like it's a certain way. That doesn't make me the best with consistency. I want to challenge myself to post something, anything on TikTok every day.
This is different for you. This is your posting simple, easy, effortlessly every day.
I definitely will do time constraints. I'll limit myself to 15 minutes to plan, and I have to post something by 6 p.m. latest.
So my 3 habits are to read 20 pages every day. Now I'm realizing maybe a little too ambitious.
So you have to kind of find that place which is a little challenging, a little exciting, but not overwhelming. Before you start doing the activity, which is the reading, you want it all set up, if possible, at a set time per day. We want to tie it to a previous activity that you always do.
I'm gonna aim for 10 pages a day and do it right before bed.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I want to write more personal essays. I'm thinking of doing that like every morning, where I just write 1 paragraph and it doesn't matter like what it is.
Just make sure that the small habit you're building really will lead to the slightly bigger thing that you want.
Definitely. And then my last habit is to take a 15-minute walk every morning. Some days do like a walking meditation.
You can have a habit, which is I'm going to alternate. One day is going to be a walking meditation. The next day is going to be listening to music. There's nothing that says you can't try one thing. And then if it's like, well, I'm not doing that, am I? Then back it up.
My gosh, this has been so helpful.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
Stay in touch, guys.
It is day 1. I am on my first walk. So I already always take a walk every night around sunset. Since I've been working from home, I'm a lot less active. So I really want to add in some extra steps into my morning. So the first thing I did this morning when I came downstairs was get my water and take my probiotic. That's my cue to go put on my shoes and go for my walk.
We're not exactly off to the races for day 1. I definitely was on FaceTime with my friends until 3 a.m. And then when my alarm rang for my 6 a.m. wake up, it was like, no.
Now I'm going to make some breakfast, make my tea, and that's my next prompt to go write one paragraph of my essay. It actually wasn't that bad. It didn't take me too long because I just tried not to overthink it.
I know I'm not going to get to the TikTok today. I don't have the energy, honestly, to do it today. But I do have energy for writing what I'm grateful for. One reason my life is already great. Someone whose presence makes my life sweeter. Something I get to do today that I've always wanted to do. One beautiful reason to be happy right now. My first entry is done and I'm really happy. I'm excited to continue doing this.
I just wanted to talk about last night because I went to go read my 10 pages while I was in bed, and I probably only made it through about a page and a half before I was just like falling asleep. So I think I'm gonna have to do something differently here.
If I actually get out of this bed, I can make time for my own stuff before I even get to my work stuff. I have my coffee, I have my gratitude journal, so I'm just gonna drink up and get to writing.
So I didn't do my morning walk this morning. I just had so much work to do. Just for the sake of this experiment, try switching my walk to just walking to the end of my driveway every morning. Instead of writing a paragraph every day, I'm only going to commit to writing one sentence every day. I want it to be so small and simple that there's no way I can talk myself out of doing it, no matter how unmotivated I am or how busy I am. And my hope is it's going to keep the habit alive.
I finally woke up at 6. Only thing is, I was up at 6, but it is now 6:46, so there's been a lot of snoozing. Slow progress is still progress.
Like, I literally don't have to be awake right now. It's kind of cool to like be awake just for me.
I've been trying to wake up early at 6 a.m. for 4 days, and the problem is still that I'm not getting enough sleep. So I'm gonna try and go to bed earlier. So my new goal is to try to get to sleep by 10 p.m.
This morning I got up, I still had so much work to do. I just walked to the end of my driveway. I wrote one sentence. Actually, I wrote 2 sentences. I never would have done that with the amount of work I had to do, but it was so non-threatening and non-overwhelming that I just did it.
For the TikTok challenge, I need to set my deadline earlier in the day, because pushing it to 6, I still come up with any excuse not to do it. It's day 4 and I've only done 1 TikTok. And as far as the gratitude journal, I would say that's the one that's going the best. And I think it has been lifting my spirits. It's kind of been reframing my brain a little bit, even just on like little daily stuff. It's 10 p.m. and I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed on time.
I brought down my book this morning and I put it on top of my phone. And then as soon as I crossed off my first task off my to-do list, I automatically reached for my phone, which is what I always do. But instead I took my book, I set a timer and I read for 15 minutes. It just makes me think about how many times during the day I actually do take these little breaks and look at my phone, and how that time really adds up.
So this is from a video that I did months ago, and it was basically a story time about pageant stuff. I'm gonna like edit it down really quickly somehow and post it. And maybe it'll do well and maybe it won't, but we just gonna do that. When I changed my goal to going to bed at 10 p.m. so that I would ideally wake up around 6 or 7 a.m., just kind of backslid a little bit. Rachel actually suggested that I try putting my phone in my bathroom.
So I actually heard on a podcast about this hack you can do in the morning to stop yourself from snoozing, which is to put your phone in your bathroom. Apparently it's really great because it forces you to get out of bed and, you know, run to your bathroom, which is far away enough. And then hopefully I can just have more time in the morning for these habits. I still am gonna allow myself to do the bare minimum. Having more time is going to just motivate me to go for a longer walk or to write more. I've been doing the no snoozing and putting my phone in the bathroom, And I will say the first day was kind of a failure because I set my alarm way too early. I was just like a little over ambitious. And then when I got up, I ran to my bathroom, shut it off, and ran and jumped back into bed because I'm a scoundrel.
I'm going to basically do this lip sync to a Flo Milli song, and it's pretty simple. People are just standing and like doing the lip sync. I'm going to try and put a comedy spin because that's kind of what I do. I need to find a way to just make every single trend mine.
As far as reading the 10 pages, I feel like switching it to the daytime has been working so well for me.
I have finished my gratitude journal for the day. I feel good. I'm going to put my phone in the bathroom. You know what? I'm going to do that right now. See you tomorrow. About the TikTok situation, I'm putting stuff out there that has no real value. It's just quick. So I have this book. It's Create When Your Blog Editorial Planner, and you put down the date, title, format, goal. So I want to create some sort of purpose and goal for each quick little thing, and I think that will make it easier to do.
Having the prompts also just made the habit so automatic where I didn't feel like I was like putting in any extra work, but I was just going about my day, and instead of looking at my phone for 15 or 20 minutes, I was reading a book.
I've been doing the whole leave my phone in the bathroom. It helps because it helps me go to bed. Because like if I don't have my phone, I don't have anything to like look through. I'm not scrolling through social media.
It's really just about cutting out that large chunk of time that I would have been wasting snoozing, but not setting my alarm so early that when I get up, I'm like, there's no way I'm doing that. It has to be like a realistic time to get up. The other thing that helped me was I've immediately just been sitting down and peeing. And then every single time after I'm done, I'll be like, well, I'm not going back to bed now. Now I'm awake enough.
I wanted to go through it with you guys and kind of do it together. The quote is, I hope there are days when you fall in love with being alive. Considering all the craziness of the past year and the pandemic, I am very grateful to be alive right now. So I feel that one.
It's 6:30 and like, I'm so happy. It's a habit now. I'm waking up on time. Getting enough sleep is making a huge difference because I haven't had coffee. This is just me waking up.
I've been going on the longer walks. I started listening to like the NPR Up First podcast, which is like the perfect amount of time for my walk. And then when it comes to the writing, I'll sit down, and now that I have the extra time, I'll write anywhere between 2 sentences to a paragraph. I feel like in the past, I've relied so much on motivation to make sure I do my habits. And I realized that it has to be something that you A, want to be doing, and B, is small enough where you don't feel overwhelmed by the idea of doing it.
Having the Create workbook actually helps because I could write out what the purpose was ahead of time so that every morning I would just look and be like, okay, let's try that one. And it made it easier and way quicker.
So overall, I'm really happy with how the challenge turned out. I think it's so important to start smaller and you can always work your way up. So it may not seem like I wrote a lot for my essay, only about a page over 2 weeks, but that is something that I never would have done. I would have nothing normally over the course of 2 weeks. Now I have something that I can revise and work with.
Be realistic, be graceful with yourself, and you can form and sustain new habits in 2021 too.